God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows how it's killing you. But there's a kind of love that God only knows. God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. But God only knows the real you. There's a kind of love that God only knows.
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 14 of Your Journey Is Not Over. My name is Tanya Pearson Randolph. This is my own personal journey, and the expressions and opinions are of my own. I own all the rights to my personal journey and to Your Journey Is Not Over. Neither are to be used, copied, or edited in any way without my consent. Today, I thought I would do something different. Yes, I'm going to go off of my personal journey again. I thought I would open up and answer the most common questions that I do get asked. First, let me start by there are a lot of times I open up the lines of communication, and there are a lot of evenings that I go to Your Journey Is Not Over Facebook. Once I show that I'm active, the FaceTimes on Messenger just start coming in. It's exciting for me to be able to have one-on-one, face-to-face conversations with people from around the world. When I say from around the world, if you name the country, I have most likely heard from someone from that country. And I hear from a lot of people here in the United States too. I have a call log I keep, and sometimes I'm amazed. I truly cannot believe that one voice, my voice, has reached so far and wide. When I went to do the first episode, I told God, okay, you're the captain of this ship, and I'm just your first mate. Do with me what you will. Use me for the purpose in which I'm intended. You know the reason I'm here. And wherever you lead, I shall follow. Whoever is meant to hear these podcasts, well, they will hear them. It never surpasses me that once upon a time, I was that quiet, traumatized, withdrawn, voiceless little girl. And here I am with such a voice that is being listened to around the world. I'm so grateful. My whole purpose is to hopefully light the way, give people a different perspective, or my own little way of relating or seeing things. How did I get through all the things that I did? How do I come out of the depths of hell many, many times and still hold it together? Look unfazed and still have a confidence about myself. Still have a light and a love for everyone. Still see the positive out of any situation. And I always try to find humor too. Have I experienced a lot of pain, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of betrayal, and a lot of letdowns throughout my life? Yes, most definitely. Have I let anything or anyone, no matter how hard some have tried throughout my life to change me, or who I am, or who I was taught to be by my grandma? Never. I refuse to let anyone or anything change me. I don't allow any situation or any one person to have that kind of power over me or my life. I'm pretty steadfast on who I am and who my grandma raised me to be. Being with my grandparents beginning when I was 2 weeks old, well, that's something I would never change, nor would I now have wanted any circumstances about my life to change that. I truly believe those years, the most primitive years of my life, well, they shaped me. They molded me into who I would become. My grandma was all about love and light. She loved everyone, and she was very self-sacrificing, very giving, very kind, had a love for God like no other. She was very content with her life, and I'm sure it wasn't perfect. She had 5 kids and had lost her 5th baby shortly after birth. To endure that, I'm sure that took a piece of her heart, but it didn't stop her from living and loving everyone else. She had a strength, an inner strength about her. She was built so small. She was really short and little, and she wore a size 4 in shoes. But her inner strength, well, it made up for her size, that's for sure. She told me many times that she only completed the 3rd grade, was made to quit school and work doing chores at home. She would always laugh and tell me, I learned how to write my name in cursive. I was there long enough for that. Looking back, she should have had a master's degree in life skills, that's for sure. Somehow, before she left me, she had instilled a roadmap on how to get through life. I'm sure she knew it wasn't going to be an easy life for me with my mom. And that's probably why she made me promise I would never raise my hands. That was her terms. Or hit my mom. And yes, I kept that promise to the very end. But she taught me love, a love of people. She taught me kindness, how to be compassionate. And most important, she taught me a lot about God. Being withdrawn and quiet to everyone else, but I was very inquisitive when it was she and I alone. One of the two people that I would openly talk to. Of course, my brother being the other person. So I did ask a lot of questions about the Bible and about God. I don't think we had a TV in Kentucky. We lived a pretty primitive life. It was very basic. But of course, being born into that, I knew nothing but. So it was home. And it was a home so rich with love from my grandparents. She taught me about forgiveness and how we want God to forgive us for everything, and about being kind, no matter who it is. Have a pure, loving, kind heart. And she also taught me good intentions are what paved the way to hell, too. So, to be cautious with my intentions. And her favorite saying, there were many, by the way, but to be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. Meaning, sometimes what we think we want or need isn't really what we want or need in our lives. She also taught me to never let anyone break my spirit or to change me. I could be soft and show weaknesses and vulnerabilities with her. And she told me many times to always keep a kind, loving, pure heart, no matter what path God takes me down, no matter what roads I may have to travel. So, with all of that being said, now to the questions. And I really had to take time to think about these too. When I get asked these questions, I'm always stopped in my tracks and searching for words to answer because it's just me. It's just my life. So, how do I go through everything and still laugh and have my sense of humor? That's a common question. I guess I lived so much sadness and I went through so many things at a very early age. So, I got adjusted. I will say that's the best word to use. Yes, adjusted to hurt, to trauma, to betrayals, and to pain. I had seen a lot of the darkness, so to speak, and was subjected to that from birth. Once I grew up and got my voice in the eighth grade, I got permission to have a voice. I realized I had seen so many people, people hurt other people, and I didn't want to be that way. So much negativity at home around my mom and family members. She always had drama and chaos going with someone. My family, as I've always said, well, we're the Hatfields and McCoys, rolled all in one family. So a lot of negative energy. And with living with that at home, I chose to, yes, I made a choice not to be like that to the outside world. At home was enough negative energy. Who wants to carry that around and spread that to other people? Not me. Do I know people that experience childhood trauma and they spread the negativity, their pain, their anger, their rage onto everyone else? Project that out to everyone else? Yes, sadly. Instead of dealing with it, internalizing it, healing it, and learning from it, some internalize it and project all of that into other people. Like I said, it's a choice. And I chose to be kind, to be compassionate, to be a friend when people needed me, to love people and to trust people until I was given a reason not to give people what I didn't receive from my mom as a child. I also learned to what I call repair myself as I went through life. I was alone a lot after my brother was made to go live with other family members. And during these lonely, hungry times, I did what my grandma had taught me to. I prayed and I talked to God. She instilled a deep faith in me, so I never felt alone, really. And yes, there were a lot of things I sure didn't understand, but I never lost my faith. We can choose to be stuck in the trauma, or we can choose to rise above it and use what was meant to break us, break our spirit, as tools to rise above and to learn and to grow. And sometimes use those things to show us what we don't want or who we don't want to become. Some people choose to stay stuck in that mindset or in the past. And I've always chose to not live in my past. I move on towards the future, always. I've been told by my dad and friends since about 14 years old that I'm a magnet for people. People feel seen and heard by me. I have a way of making complete strangers feel like they've known me forever, putting people at ease and listening when complete strangers want to tell me their life story minutes after they meet me. Again, I give people what I didn't receive as a child. I want people to feel heard and seen and like they matter, because their story or their journey does matter to me. There's that relatable and approachable that God mentioned to me last April. I try to give my insight or my sense of humor, and again, my own little way of seeing things. And by having my own little special way of seeing things, it's probably my way of understanding all of the things that I had to go through and survive. Quite possibly how I learned to cope with so much pain. Understanding things better now, nothing happened to me. It all happened for me. Our lessons are, in fact, our blessings. And those lessons form us into who we are supposed to be, our purpose. And that's, in fact, something each of us have here on earth. We each have a purpose. It's whether we step into our purpose or not. Do we stay stuck or do we move forward and share our knowledge of our life lessons? Only one can decide that for themselves. It took me 53 years to realize what my purpose was. You're never too late. Everything is God's timing, and everything is God's plan. Please be the light in the dark and be kind. The world needs so much love. The world needs so much kindness. And the world needs definitely healing. And we are stronger in numbers. One person can light the torch, but it's up to the rest of us to carry the torch and to light the way for others. I want to say thank you to everyone that listens to me and joins me on my journey. I never stop being grateful. Also, before I sign off today, I do want to take this time to wish my papa a happy early birthday. It's his birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday, Papa. Give lots of love to Grandma for me. I love you both so much. You both are gone, but never forgotten. This concludes my podcast for today. Please join me next Tuesday. Listen in. And always remember, your journey is not over. God bless.
God only knows what you've been through. God only knows what they say about you. God only knows how it's killing you. But there's a kind of love that God only knows. God only knows what you've been